The term winter arc has recently become a trend amongst social media, meaning a time where every man must face the mental and physical challenges of winter. Although some people treat it as a trend or meme, I genuinely think if you lock in and really dedicate your time into this winter, it could really change your life. This video isn't normal, especially because it's for a music channel. I'm really getting into the real shit here. I'm gonna get into the real life shit. I'm gonna talk about the music stuff a little bit, but I genuinely think this is the stuff music producers need to hear. You can only watch so many how to sell beats, how to do this, how to do this. You need to improve your actual life as well, and then that will translate into the music world. I want to tell you a story for a second. I want you guys to understand that I am not special whatsoever. I'm just a normal person. That's why I kind of record these videos in my bedroom. You can see like the bed's there, cat on the bed, just regular shit. Yet I'm still way more successful than the average producer. Just about 2 years ago, I was a fucking loser. Even 1 year ago, I was really bad, but it wasn't as bad. I had no concept of building relationships with people. I was lazy, I was procrastinating, and everything going wrong in my life was my fault entirely. And then over the last, 1 to 2 years, especially this last year, I've been really trying to change things. Things are exponentially better now. Obviously, there's always room to grow, but things are just way better, and that's translating into the music career. Things are going way better in music as well. And I'm sure this might be the same for you guys. I don't want to just improve your music career. I want to improve your life as well. With that being said, I hope you guys watch this video all the way through. I know it's a little bit different and probably going to be a little bit longer than my normal videos, but please just watch it if you want to lock in. I'm trying to give you a step-by-step guide on what you want to do this winter to be successful. It's going to be minimally edited, I think. That's what I plan on at least. So trust me, a lot of you guys are probably going to click off because you're used to your fucking dopamine rush TikToks with the fucking Subway Surfers at the bottom. But no, trust me, this video is purely just going to be me talking face to face with you, giving you as much advice as I can. Because this is the shit that younger me needed to hear. And I wish I fucking heard this earlier. Part 1 is going to be goal setting. How to properly set goals. Believe it or not, most people do this wrong. So what we're going to do in this section of the video is address where you are in your producing career and your real life, and then set realistic goals on how you're going to improve. The first thing I want you to do is assess where you are right now. You could either write this down or type it. Matter of fact, do it with me. If you don't do it, you're a little bitch. So you could pause the video if you have to, but assess where you are. I like to either type, or I have a whiteboard here that I like to write on. So for example, this isn't 100% accurate, but you could be like, I'm 18 years old, in college, making $1,000 per month on YouTube, working a part-time job to stay afloat, this many subs, this, whatever else you have to say. Just assess where you are. Once you've done that, assess where you want to be long term. So another example, full-time income off music, graduated college, not in school, living alone, or living in my own place, not my parents' place, 100K subs on YouTube, songs with millions of streams, just assess where you want to be. Think of the dreams, the clout, because let's be real here, a lot of you guys want clout. We're not going to lie and be like, oh, I only do it because I like it. A lot of you guys want fucking clout, money, bitches, whatever else comes with it. So just be honest. Be as honest as you want. Nobody else is going to see the shit you write down except for you. And then you need to set realistic goals to get there. There's a difference from like the dreams that we just assessed and then the goals. So basically, for the long-term goals, they're more like number-based, where you want to be. And then the realistic goals aren't going to be number-based. They're going to be more of like what you're going to do to get there. So for example, I have things such as finish website and release drum kit, build loop email list to 300 producers, learn 1 new editing skill per week, network with 100 artists, network with 100 producers. So again, just to recap, we assessed where we are, then where we want to be long-term, and realistic goals to get there. And then obviously, the last thing I want to add, your realistic goals could change. After a few months, I'm probably going to do all these. So then you have new goals. And then you're just going to keep working and working up to your long-term stuff. That's the method I use to set goals. Obviously, everybody does something different. But if you have no direction, that's what I recommend you guys do. Part 2 is going to be discipline. I want to tell you guys another story. Back throughout high school, middle school, whenever, I was always the type of kid who got assigned an essay weeks in advance and would just do it the night before, or just wouldn't do it at all. I actually had this concept I made up where I wouldn't do any homework for the entire semester or quarter, and then I would do it all the last week, just hand in everything late. And looking back at it, I guess it worked out for me, but that's such a shitty way to do things because those bad habits are going to translate into your music career. Because I would put off recording videos or making loops, whatever I had to do, until like the end of the day. So I wasted the entire start of the day just scrolling on TikTok or whatever the fuck else. It's like 9:30 a.m. and I'm already on my third video of the day. The biggest bad habit, especially for a lot of people our age, is social media. I'm not saying it's just cut it out entirely, especially because it's our fucking job, but for the most part, you need to minimize your consuming and start creating more. Obviously, I watch YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I put a TikTok time limit on my phone just for an hour a day, which I usually don't even go above that. An hour is a long time to be spending on there. Realistically, I should have made it like 30 minutes or even 15, right? I'm not gonna cap like I'm this fucking god who doesn't go on their phone. They have like 10 minutes of screen time a day, but no. I would say I'm much better than the average person. Like I've seen some people's screen times 10, 12 hours. It's fucking scary, actually. That's more than half of your day. Plus you're spending like 8 hours sleeping. Practically all the time you're awake, you're just on your phone the entire time. And that's actually really scary to think about. Like people just aren't interacting with like the real world and things around them. Not to get deep, but like it's fucking weird. And then that kind of makes people develop weird and they don't know how to actually like speak to people. Trust me, this fucking happened to me. I used to always be on this shit. And I swear that's why I was so fucked up. But yeah, most of these bad habits are really just gonna result in wasted time, which you could be spending on your business. So the bad habit number 2 is gonna be procrastination, which kind of ties in with the social media one, because a lot of people procrastinate by being on social media, scrolling on these things. Like I explained in my story, that's what I was doing all day. Like I said before, I was the one who did their essay the night before. I guarantee a lot of you guys do that as well. The only thing I can recommend to beat this is routine, which we're gonna get into in the next section of the video. Routine is really the biggest thing that saved me. Routine is everything, so we're gonna keep that in mind. But the third bad habit, this one's a little controversial for the music scene, but that's kind of the party scene, you know, drugs, alcohol, partying, all that shit. Again, like I was just at a party a couple days ago. It's Halloween weekend. Obviously, you're not gonna cut it out entirely, especially in this industry, but at most once a week. Like, let's be real here. If you're going, you know, 2, 3, 4, fucking 5 days a week, just drinking, smoking, all this shit, then it becomes an issue. Not even because of how bad these things are for you, which is a whole different conversation, but just the time you're wasting. Because, you know, you go out, go crazy one day, then you gotta spend the next day recovering. Now you're down a day of work, 2 days of work even. And I know it's kind of hard to like not want when you see these rappers, you know, fucking bitches getting money, smoking, drinking, all this shit on their Instagram stories. So it makes sense why people want to do this, but honestly, just keep it to none if possible. But I could go on and on about bad habits. Those are just some of the main ones that I've seen. And I'm going to say this throughout the video multiple times. I'm not perfect. I'm just well above the average person because the bar is so fucking low in today's society. So just cut out all the bad shit. You could also try to replace it with good shit. For example, like I like to go to the gym, but that's the bare minimum, is just cut out the bad shit. So section 3 of this video is going to be routine. This is honestly the thing that changed my life the most. I started being more productive in music, and it just felt like I had more time in the day. So having a good routine really changed my life, and I'm going to show you how I set up my routine. Before we get into it though, I know you see most of these like winter arc videos or like really disciplined people, David Goggins, with their crazy routine, 4 a.m., go for a run, fucking with their bald heads, you know. This isn't the Navy SEAL, you know, who's gonna carry the boats, but this is just, we're music producers, right? Obviously, it's best to not wake up at fucking 12 p.m. I get up at like 8. I don't get up super early, and then I don't sit around, right? I got up at 8, it's 9, I'm already recording. For building a routine, I like to have something that you could actually see. So like, the main ones would be either just the notes app on your phone. You could build like a checklist. You could do a Notion template. That's what I was doing for a while. Or you could do Google Calendar and just schedule things in blocks or whatever. So I'm going to break it down into like types of activities that you do in a day. So the first thing is going to be your non-negotiables. That's things you can't control the time of and can't control whether you do or not. So those are things usually going to be work or school for the most part. And then I also like to add, you know, your wake up time and sleep time in there. Sleep time for me is a little bit, you know, changes. Sometimes I'll stay up late working. But wake up time, I try to wake up at the same time every day. So my non-negotiables are really just wake up at 8 every single day on the calendar. and then whenever my college classes are, which varies throughout each day. So, you know, Monday and Wednesday nights, I have college. Tuesday, Thursday mornings, I have college. So those go in the schedule first, because those are all the shit that I can't control. So the second type of task is going to be your given tasks. Things that you can control the time of, but you still need to complete every single week or day or on a set schedule. In terms of music, these are things like recording videos, scripting videos, making beats, basically whatever you do in your music career. Like, not everybody records videos, but I guess making beats is something that I guarantee everybody does. So figure out all the tasks that you have to do every week. And then for not music related things, really the only thing I have is like going to the gym, but there's always going to be like a few extras here and there. So figure out your given tasks and figure out what days you want to do each one. It doesn't have to be the same every week. I like to try and make it the same every week, but you know, things happen, things change, so it's subject to change. For me, I used to do a little bit of each every single day, but what's worked best for me is to I learned this from Kavi, is to just do everything in one day. So I'll have an entire day dedicated to recording videos, recording content, recording shorts. I'll have a second day, which is just make loops for the entire day all the way down. Another day, just make beats for placements. Another day, work on my kit. So that's kind of how I like to put in my schedule. So for these given tasks, I like to do them as early in the day as possible. Like, it's 9 a.m. for me right now and I'm recording. I just got up like an hour ago. This is a concept known as Eat the Frog, which means the process of identifying your most difficult task of the day and completing it before you do any other work. So this is like my main task of the day. That's why you don't want to just procrastinate, do it later and later. This is the most important thing of the day, so I'm going to wake up and do it right when I'm fresh. This concept's the best way to beat procrastination, and it honestly helps me get the most done, just so I don't have to worry about these big tasks later in the day, and then I can work on other extra stuff if I have any of that. And now, every single day, you know, your big task isn't always going to be music. For example, I like to do at least 1 or 2 days a week where my big task is just schoolwork, so usually it's on Wednesdays. I'll wake up early on Wednesday and just do schoolwork for the first few hours of the day. And that kind of helps me maintain my grades. And now, the good thing about getting these tasks done early in the day is that a lot of the time other stuff will come up. So you're not going to be able to like fully, you know, focus on your main stuff. For example, what if one of my artist friends wanted to lock in? As long as I have my main task done, then, you know, I'll lock in with them that night. So now in the schedule, you've got your non-negotiables. You've got your Eat the Frog tasks. So now you should have like a good chunk of your day done. So usually my schedule goes wake up, work on shit for a while, go to the gym, and then I still have like a couple hour time gap until school. So then that's when I either continue to work on my main tasks, I could either get ahead on tomorrow's main task, or I could do some of the less important tasks. Like, for example, if one of my artist friends wanted to lock in, then that's the time when I would lock in. I would make sure my main task is done first though. But definitely don't slack off in these times. This is something I used to do, is where, oh, I'd be done with the main thing for the day, then I just do nothing for the rest of the day. That's such a terrible way to go about it. And there's always more work to be done. There's never going to be no work. So you could always continue to work on something. Follow that routine for a week, and I guarantee you'll be exponentially more productive than you were before. This is like my fucking third water. This whole talking shit really gets draining. Section 4 of this video is going to be learning skills. This video is providing value, man. Leave a like on it, comment on it. I really want this video to do good, but I feel like it won't, just because it's not, you know, your normal how to sell beats. I really want this to do good, so I'd appreciate any support. I'm practically making like 5 videos in one, just in one long guide. Learning skills is something you have to do. You have to always be trying to improve. This could be in music and in real life. I personally came up with one skill for each. So my music skill that I want to improve is going to be loops. And then my real life skill is going to be social skills. You know, making loops is pretty self-explanatory. It's music. We need loops. It's going to be good. You're going to make more money if you know how to make good loops. You don't necessarily have to do these skills, by the way, but for the social skills thing, the reason I brought that one up is because that's going to improve your networking skills, and it's going to make you more money. It's also going to make me be able to speak better on camera. But there's plenty of other skills you can learn that are going to help you. So I kept this section pretty short, but just pick some skills, try and learn them. Then you could always pick new skills later on. Just always try to get better every single day. Section 5 is going to be cope. This is something I've been saying a lot recently. And while you're watching this video, a lot of you guys probably got limiting beliefs or made excuses. A lot of people say things, you know, such as, you know, music's too saturated to grow in. I'm too busy because of school, I'm too busy because of work, music's all luck, it's not skill. You guys get it. That's the shit people say. And let me ask you this. Why am I successful then? Just a year ago, my schedule was this. I had school and work back to back, so I was waking up at 7 a.m., not getting home till like 10 or even later. Most days. So I really couldn't work on producing most days. Yet during that time period, I produced the biggest song of my life, over 10 million streams. I was constantly making sales every single day. People were coming up to me, pretty big artists with hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners, and things were just going well. People are full of excuses, and you need to understand that most of the time you're having some type of limiting belief or whatever. It's just a cope. It's a cope to not want to work hard. It's a cope to not want to be successful. And that's what's really holding you back, is yourself and the mindset. That's why you see me make a lot of those community posts, or even in the videos, I talk about mindset a lot, because that's exponentially more important than the actual producing shit. This video, I guarantee most people aren't going to be at this part of the video. They would have clicked off by now, but this is going to be way more helpful than, how to sell beats, how to do this, how to do that. Obviously, I'm still going to make those videos because they get views and the information is helpful. I'm not going to lie, but this shit is really what people need to hear more than that. So the conclusion, I'm not the most productive person. I'm not the hardest working person in the world, but the bar is so low in today's society and you need to take advantage of it. It's not difficult to be above average. This is probably the most realistic video you've watched in the music scene. This winter could change your life. I know it's going to change mine, and I hope you guys take this into consideration and just do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. Do it for yourself. If anybody needs help learning how to sell beats, learning how to market your beats, learning how to grow a type beat channel, or learning just how to build your brand as a producer, I offer one-on-one coaching calls, which you can book in the description below. Click here to watch another video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.